Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be going over Mantra AMON. Now this build is mostly a melee build, but it is a hybrid build due to the fact that the mantra is gun and melee damage. Basically we're shooting melee damage, so melee build, quote unquote melee build. Anyways, this build is not like the strongest build ever, but it is a different playstyle and a lot of fun. You can do UVH6 pretty easily, and then true mode, it will, not be too hard. It's just slower. Enemies have more HP, right? But yeah, this build can really do it all. Let's go ahead and start and go over the build. Now, the start of the build is the mantra, and you can see here we have Jacobson Ripper for each of the elements. I'm still trying to farm some better ones. I want to get the largest mag on these for this setup. But anyways, you can see we have Jacobson Ripper. You want to make sure at least at the minimum you get Ripper on it, because if you don't, your fire rate's really slow on this gun. Because normally it's a like 2 bursts, like boop, 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 boop. It's really, really slow. But if you get Ripper, you can just like spam the whole entire mag, and you can do a lot more DPS with that. Then if you get Jacobs on top of that, you can ricochet your pellets around and also get a benefit from the enhancement, 20% crit. We'll get to that in a second. All you need to know is this gun does melee and gun damage. It gets both bonuses, and this gun will allow for some pretty wacky stuff for the build. Unfortunately, it is Malawan, so you are locked to elements on it, so you can't like get a non-elemental form and use it for everything. So ideally, whatever you're fighting, match the element. You can swap your firing mode to the other element too. I just farmed 3 that had different elements. So this will take a bit, so the best way to farm it is farm Bloom Reaper on UVH1 or even 0 and hope that you eventually get it. For the rep kit, it really doesn't matter. It's kind of up in the air. I'm not really using them that much for this build, because 1, you're unkillable, and 2, your damage is already good enough. So if you want to do something, you can do Kill Spring for some healing back if you get a kill. Maybe get Enrage on that. You could also do Hard Hitter, which is 50% additive melee damage. You can do Speed. And then Triple Bypass, that is an option too if you want to use Now with Caffeine from Specialization and get your action skill back. But with this build, you should never run out of action skill duration. It should be infinite. So it's really your call. For Ordnance, you want to use the Slippy. It's melee damage, so melee build makes sense. And also, it will help you stack up Groundbreaker, which is kind of cool because it does count as Ordnance damage too. So if you throw a bunch of these during a boss fight and kind of stack up a bunch of damage, you can get a lot out of Groundbreaker, which is quite nice. We'll show that off in a bit. For your class mod, you have 3 different options. The Shatter White with Berserk on it is going to be like a very well-rounded one for anything, for mobbing, for bossing, whatever you want. And then let's just go over the new comm real fast. This class mod is actually really good. So the skill rolls on it are kind of whatever. They're not the best. There is Blast Furnace. It's a green skill and it gives you a little bit more damage, but it's not super needed. So for the roll I got here, I went for full duration. So the +5 skill is called Eternal. And with Eternal, you have a lot more action skill duration. And then I also got action skill duration on top of that as my passive, which is quite nice. And then the gun crit chance is also like a fixed part on it, so you can't really reroll that. So this will give me a stupid amount of duration. And if you look at the card, when Amon critically hits with guns, he partially restores action skill duration. While action skill is active, he gains increased gun and melee damage every second until action skill ends. So this will stack up to 50 times, and per stack, you will get 1.4% gun damage and 2% melee damage. So at 50 stacks, you have a total of 70% gun damage and 100% melee damage. But the issue is you have to sit here and wait. You'll see I'll pop it in the corner there. You can see that yellow icon. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it takes about 50 seconds to fully stack it. So I pretty much only use this for mobbing because you're kind of like doing a lot of mobbing over a course of time. For bossing, it doesn't feel good to like jump into a boss fight, pop your action skill, and then have to wait 50 seconds to get all your stacks. But you can if you want to. You can if you want to. So this for mobbing is like insane, and definitely recommend that. And as you can see, my duration is just like ridiculous. I can shoot, get more, I'm getting crits, so it just fills right back up. It's infinite. So yeah, for this class mod, get your +5 on Eternal or +5 on Blast Furnace. And then for your passives, you can do whatever, action skill duration, melee damage, skill crit chance, skill damage, whatever you want. And for your third option, you have the Furnace, which is +5 on Raging Inferno. So if you punch the enemy, they take a massive like fire dot and will burn away. Really good for bossing or really good for flesh bars because you convert all of your stuff to fire. So definitely recommend this if you're doing like a full flesh enemy. For the shield, the What's for Dinner. And for the passive roll, you can do whatever you want. Amp is like not necessary. You don't even need Siphon. You don't need anything. You don't need Healthy. You don't need any rolls at all. Literally just put on a Watch for Dinner of any type and you are going to be set for the build. And it has a very important purpose for the build too, not just like bonus shock damage. So yeah, just get any roll on that, you'll be set. For the enhancement, we have a Jacob's one for Widowmaker, and that's going to be Piercer for 20% crit chance. The most important things I recommend on this are getting the 20% crit chance and then also some sort of mag size. Normally the mag size for the mantra is pretty small, 13, 10. It can be as low as like 6. So if you really want to spam the mantra, make sure you get mag size, like shotgun mag size, gun mag size, anything like that. As for any other passives, you know, gun damage, shotgun splash damage, shotgun splash damage, shotgun reload speed, like whatever you want, like that's going to help your mantra. Now, if you want to, you can use a Malawan enhancement too, because the gun is Malawan. But I found matching Jacobs with your Jacobs licensed parts on your mantra just feels better overall. You know, higher crit chance means you can proc the lamplighter a lot easier, and you're also getting more damage out of it. But if you have it, you can always pop on a Malawan enhancement. As for the firmware, just like any melee build, 3 Action Fist and 2 Real Big Fist. So Action Fist is going to give us melee damage, action skill damage, and melee kill will give us more action skill damage. And then Real Big Fist gives us melee damage and even more melee damage. Now, if you do 3 on Real Big Fist, you can get the melee Nova thing, but the radius is tiny, not that great. So I do recommend only putting 2 on Real Big Fist. Now for the skill tree, surprise, surprise, it's a red tree build. Yep, that's AMON's DPS. Anyways, Discombobulate, 25% crit chance on melee damage. Guess what? Your gun shoots melee damage. Grab that. Skill damage and melee damage is going to help too. 1 point in Gut Punch, you're spamming so much mantra, it's going to apply to every enemy you shoot. Only 1 point in Best Defense, because if you do melee damage, which your gun is doing, you're going to have full overshield at all times, so you're just going to be unkillable. Speaking of unkillable, Forged in Steel. Because we have a skill down here called Fist of Stone, if I do melee damage, I get my Forged skill back fast. In literally half a mag of the mantra, you get your Forged skill back up, which means you can chain Forged in Steel over and over and over and stay invincible for any boss fight. You're just not going to die. Then we need 2 more points to move down the trees, so I put it into Bullet Storm for a tiny bit more gun damage. You can put it into, you know, more fire damage if you want to. If you want kill skill, movement speed, that's not too bad too. But I'm just going for like the best damage I can get. This is for my class mod, not a great skill. I'm not going to worry about that. And then the combo down here, Berserk, and there's only red. Because we are spec'd into My Touch's Death, voice died there, My Touch's Death, yeah, we will chain 10 stacks really, really fast. Literally within like 2 seconds of shooting anything, you will have 10 stacks of There's Only Red for a massive cryo damage. 2 points into Brimming Vigor just to move down the tree, so yeah, make sure you get your Touch's Death. For if you do melee damage, you get to activate your kill skills. Very, very OP. Over here, we have Catastrophe for if I shock the enemy, I get bonus crit chance, and if I burn them, I get bonus crit damage. Because we're spec'd into Electrical Fire, we're going to burn them, and it will apply shock. And if I shock them, it will apply fire, so you're just getting nice crit bonuses out of this skill. And then, yeah, Fist of Stone. Like I said, if you do melee damage, you will get Forged skill cooldown. Guess what? The mantra hits for melee damage, and your What's for Dinner counts as a second instance of, not melee damage, but a second instance of the skill going off. So, how much mag do I have? 22 mag. So literally, this is 44 hits of melee total, thanks to the What's for Dinner. It's a second instance of damage. So 44 hits of, yeah, 5% cooldown. You're just gonna have instant cooldown. In fact, let me just show it off real quick. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna activate our Forged skill. You can see it's on cooldown right here, like 1 minute. And we got it back. And we got it back. Yep, it's infinite. And also, we're just invincible. You can see the yellow glow. Forged in Steel is just not gonna let us die. And as you saw there, we do have Stormcutters, so if I hit the enemy with this, they're going to take a decent chunk of shock damage, and then also give me action skill cooldown, duration, and ordnance cooldown, which is quite nice. So basically, you're just going to have all of your stuff full at all times with this and this skill together. Yeah, really, really good. And as for the augment, we are using Force of Nature. This skill is really, really good. It's kind of like, you know, the glue for this build. So if you do any gun damage, you can like detonate the enemy if you do melee to them, and that will do a massive chunk of damage. Definitely want this. You can deliver it through Stormcutter, you can deliver it through punching. Make sure you slap that on. And then for the final 10 points, we have Battleborn for 20% gun damage, but then it doubles if you're full HP. So 40% gun damage, and that will dip into Specialization. We'll talk about that in a second. And then finally, Eternal, 5 out of 5, so 10 out of 5 with my class mod for action skill duration at 50% and gun swap speed 66.67%. This skill is not really like needed, but it's just a nice quality of life. So when you're mobbing, if you're not like mobbing too fast, your duration can normally run out, but with this skill, it will just like keep you topped off. And especially with the Lamplighter too, you will just like always have duration for everything. And you don't have to panic about getting your action skill back up or using caffeine to get your action skill back. Like, you should just be comfortable, and this build will feel really, really easy and good for you. Then for Green Tree, we have nothing except if you're using the Furnace and boosting your Raging Inferno. So Raging Inferno, do action skill damage, you can critically hit and burn the enemy. Very, very strong for bossing if you want to do that. So, onto Specialization. Best defense, 30% damage dealt when your shield and health is full. This skill, I don't know the math behind it, but it does more than what it says. I need to learn that, but it's really good. Riddle you this, you get 50 stacks for shooting the enemy and get 50% gun damage. And that gun damage will dip into this skill, Bare Arms. So 50% of your gun damage increases will go into melee. And remember, you're getting 40% from Battleborn, the blue skill. You're getting 70% from the Lamplighter. You're getting 50% from Riddle you this. Like, all of this gun damage will go straight in your melee, and you will get like 300, almost 400% melee damage total after the build is all stacked up. It is a lot of melee damage. Definitely want that skill. And in Groundbreaker, so this is mostly for bossing, so all of the shooting you do and stacking up of your damage, you can just melee the enemy back using Onslaughter. And you will do a massive chunk of damage off the boss health bar. And remember too, throw slippies, it does count as not only melee damage, but ordnance damage too. And that will help you stack even more damage for Groundbreaker. Keep in mind, like, Slippy doesn't activate Groundbreaker, but it will help you stack Groundbreaker. So let's go ahead and get our, 50 stacks and just act like we're in combat or a boss fight. Do all of our things here. We're just having fun. All right, we're gonna open our skill tree, press the Y button, and as you can see, yeah, 175.8% gun damage, 339.7% melee damage. I can get more with my firmware if I get kills, so, like, you are hitting for some decent numbers here. Anyways, let's go ahead and show off the build. I figured, you know what, let's just take on Bloom Reaper, so activate our stuff. Make sure you activate your Forge skill to activate Berserk. Berserk is a very big portion of your damage, so we can punch there, deliver a Groundbreaker back. So basically, the combo is like shoot, like that, activate your Forge skill, then punch. Shoot, activate Forge skill, punch. That will keep you topped off for your duration, stack Groundbreaker, and then just deliver it back to your fist. Now, one unfortunate thing with this build is the fact that you are consuming a lot of ammo fast. It's easy to spam through your small ammo reserve for shotgun ammo. So keep that in mind. Watch your ammo count. Make sure you scavenge. All right, we have 2 vials here. Let's do this. Activate skill, shoot, Forge skill, melee, shoot, Forge skill. Oh, I did melee there, whatever. But yeah, you can see we're invincible and it's just, everything dies. Easy peasy. And look at that, I was able to make it all the way to the boss area before my duration ran out. Remember, we have so much duration with action skill duration passive and +5 on Eternal, or technically +10 on Eternal overall in the skill tree. It feels very good and it's very comfortable. Let's take on Bloom Reaper. So this won't be the fastest kill, but it will be a very, like I said, comfortable kill. So you can do the Lamplighter if you want to wait for the stacks. You can do Shatter White if you just want like raw flat damage. Or you can do Furnace if you want to match like Fire on Flesh and do like burning damage over time. It really doesn't matter. Like, let's just do Shatter White, sure. So boss is spawning in. I'm gonna throw some slippies, activate my stuff, turn myself invincible, and start shooting the crystals. Now you can see the damage popping off the card or off the enemy isn't like that bad. He Nova'd there, but it took no damage because we're invincible. But yeah, the start here is always going to be slow. It's not going to be like the fastest for a build like this, but you can get through it and even get platinum time. So let's go ahead and keep it going here. All right, the boss is popping out. There we go. And my duration's still looking pretty good. Just make sure you're landing your Forge skill throws, your storm cutters. Because if you miss a lot of those or don't land them, then your duration will run out. So make sure you're hitting a bunch of those. So let's see. We're just waiting for the immune phase. You know, this is how it goes for this boss fight. All right, do that. Get my reload in. Now, reload is pretty slow, so if you want to focus on reload speed, you can too. But I didn't really bother for this boss fight. Okay, do that. Activate, punch, reload. And you can literally just stay on this platform because you're invincible, so you can just like take advantage of that. Here's a nice punch. Thank you, Groundbreaker. And just, yeah, keep doing the chain over and over. And my duration's still going. And again, we're not even using the Lamplighter. This is just, you know, chaining Stormcutter over and over. Also, keep in mind the mantra has splash damage, so you can down yourself. Be careful with that. So we'll continue to loop, shoot, storm cutter, punch. And this might be the kill actually if I can land it before it wears off. Ooh, barely, barely. And there's your boss. Okay, not platinum time, but very, very close. Whatever. I'm not too upset about it. Wait, he's not dead yet? Why'd he stop at 1 HP? Anyways, yeah, there's your boss. Oh. Yep. Anyways, yeah, that's the build. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, be sure to comment down below about that. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.